Now, I've been using the Galaxy S25 Ultra since its launch, and it's with me since then as my primary daily driver, and it has been serving me pretty much well. So I would like to just share about how I feel about this phone itself. So one thing I would like to say, like, this phone is like complete and very well balanced phone, and there's nothing more than I can expect than a good battery on this one. Like, the battery could have been better on this one. Obviously, it's a really great battery, but yeah, still, there's an improvement chances that could be done in this. So we'll just dig into it, and we'll see how this device and what are the pros and cons of this device itself. Initially, if we talk about the design wise, so it has been a pretty great device, but if we compare with the predecessor, S24 Ultra, so I like design a little bit better on that one, but the holdability of this device is a little bit better than much more better than the S24 Ultra. Is the reason like Samsung has made the curved corners on this one. By the way, I'm using just a lens protector on this one, so you might be wondering like what it is and why it looks different. So yeah, so that's the reason I'm very protective with my device itself. I know the lens, like in the past, there hasn't been any issues regarding the scratches on the lens itself, but I find it a little bit better in terms of the look, and like the Galaxy design has been pretty much similar throughout the line since a long time when it compared to the S24 Ultra, S23 Ultra, S22 Ultra, and S21 Ultra was kind of a different. But yeah, since then it has been like quite similar design, so I wanted to just make it a little bit different. So it's the reason I'm just putting the lens protector to get a different touch to the device itself. So if you compare it as a design wise, so it's a very well built phone. There's nothing to complain regarding the phone itself. The build quality wise is pretty much nice, nice to hold in the hands, and the texture on the back is like pretty much smooth. On the sides, you get to see the titanium, and which is kind of more durable than you can say than aluminium. But I know like if the phone is dropped a lot, so there are chances you're still going to break the screen itself on the front or the glass at the back. So it's a reason like I always recommend to use the case itself. But if you're the person who just want to use it without case, so you might want to just risk it, and yeah, but you have to be just a little bit more careful. Like, get a Samsung Gear with it to just get it repaired in case it gets dropped. And I know like whatever material you use, you're always susceptible to just drop the phone and break it, and there's a reason like I use and recommend the case itself, because there's a glass in the front and on the back as well, so you might just drop it within certain angle and might drop the screen or the back glass, which is quite expensive to just get it replaced. So on the front, you get to see a pretty nice screen on this one. The fingerprint scanner on this one works flawlessly on this one, never had an issue. The cameras on this phone are been great. If I just say like it's quite a well balanced phone, and overall with regards to the software itself, like One UI 7 has been serving me really nicely. It's pretty much smooth. The animations on this one has been great. The notification panel now is somewhat looks like an iPhone copy. Now the Android and iPhone, like, they copy their things, like, as we know since past many of the things, and nevertheless it's a good improvement, I would just say. I'm liking this one a lot, the One UI 7, and the screen itself is pretty much nice. The cameras on the back are very nice. I mean, this is a really well balanced camera system, I can say. It's so much versatile. Obviously, I know there are Chinese makers who are just doing very well on the camera side, like better than the S25 Ultra, but if we just put it overall as a perspective, the design, the screen, the peppiness of this device with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite with the 12 gigs of RAM. So if you talk about the chipset on this device, so it's this Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is for Galaxy, which is kind of like a overclock version of the regular 8 Elite. I'm not sure how that will perform or give a performance boost in terms of when compared to the normal Snapdragon 8 Elite, because I tried it and compared the S25 Ultra with the OnePlus 13 with the regular Snapdragon 8 Elite, and couldn't find much more difference. Like, even using like on a side by side, I couldn't find any difference like in terms of launching the apps. Now the question arises, like, do we need that much power on these phones? So before, I used to believe like we won't, but at some point, yeah, you need a little bit of improvement in terms of like as the gaming, if you're especially a gamer, or if you're just rendering videos, or you're just doing a graphic intensive task. So obviously you need that power, because the things get done a little bit faster, I mean a lot faster. On the other hand, the device also gets slightly hotter, you can say, but this device has been performing really well, and the bigger 40% vapor chamber the Samsung has used on this one has obviously just helps out in keeping the device much more cooler. Like you can throw it any mobile game on this one and you just enjoy it like in ultra settings. You wouldn't find any kind of lag or anything kind of issue. Now I told you guys like the battery could have been improved on this phone, and Samsung could have used the silicon carbon battery on this one, like the OnePlus 13, and it could be just boost up to 6500 or 6000 mAh of battery would just help that additional use. Because the reason is big that like once you're just throwing out very graphic intensive tasks, like I rendered the video on this phone, I play games, the battery just sucks up quietly fast on this device itself, because the chip I know is very efficient and one of the fastest you can get right now in the Android market. But the thing is that like obviously it consumes a lot of juice out of the battery, so I mean that extra mAh would just help out on this device itself. But if you're just a regular user, so obviously this battery will serve you like a whole day. Like I'm using on a, if you see the performance, I'm just running the standard profile. If you can just put it on the light, so you might want to just save some battery, and that would just help with that one. When we talk about the animation on this device, so you will find really smooth animations on this device. Like it's been great. I don't find of any sort of issues with the device itself. Like this has been performing really well. Like you throw it any game on it and it will just pass it like a flying colors, I would just say. And holdability wise, as I already talked about, is pretty much nice phone. There's nothing to complain. The device gets slightly, or you can say much more slipperier in the hand, so the reason I recommend to use the case itself. The buttons are kind of on a perfect position. You can just use it. The fingerprint scanner obviously it has been great on this one, but if you're fond of using the screen protector like me, so that just make the fingerprint scanner slightly finickier than the side mounted button one, and yeah, that gets sometimes annoying, like if you're just using the screen protector or you're the person who's just using the screen protector on this one. So I already saw in the video of the some other reviewers where they have just mentioned that the oleophobic coating of the S25 Ultra front screen has been vanishing after just a couple of months. It's been just 3 months out of this device itself. I know like the oleophobic coating, like it's like it just helps to protect the smudges on the screen itself, but I'm just always worried about those things, like because it's hard to just get the oleophobic coating as good as the OEM that the phone comes with. So there are just screen protectors where you can just get the oleophobic screen protectors, and you can just replace it while it's just gone. But that's kind of quite a disappointing thing I would like to mention. Like the Samsung has been using kind of a oleophobic coating with such expensive device, like it's just the top of the line ultra phone that competes with other phone. But I know it's like common over the time, like this just gets vanished from the screen itself after excessive use of the phone. But it shouldn't be happening like at a 3 months mark. Like it should have happened might be like a 1.5 years or maybe 1 year. And it's a reason like I was always concerned like with these phones. Like Samsung previously mentioned, like the screen, the anti-reflective coating on this phone has been better than the S24 Ultra, and I always mention like the time will tell how much better that is. Like, and but I thought like it might be better in terms of the scratches, or might be the oleophobic coating retaining more, but it wasn't the case. Like I'm not sure how the manufacturers just saying that thing, like how they're measuring that the coating is better than the previous S24 Ultra. But nevertheless, like I think those are kind of gimmicky sort of things, but nevertheless the anti-reflective screen on the S25 Ultra has been pretty much great as we compare with the S24 Ultra, so it's at par with that one. I'm not sure, I cannot say like if it's better than that one, but yeah, I'm not sure what's the metrics of this measuring this thing. So nevertheless, like if you're the person who's just using the screen protector like me, so you can see like you get those shiny reflections on this one, which just defies the purpose of having the anti-reflective coating on the S25 Ultra. Now we will just be playing some games to test out the performance on this phone, and we just go ahead and just run the Blood Strike on this one, and we'll see how this phone performs. So the speakers are also very nice on this phone. You will just notice these are like one of the bestest you can get in the industry right now. I really enjoy the speakers on this phone. Like these are pretty loud. You get the sweet depth on this one. So I'm running this one in the ultra settings, this one, and you can see like this one performs really well. Now one thing I would just like to mention about this one is that the speaker placement could have been better over here. Like these are over here, which just makes you block the speaker once you're just playing the game.
This way. I am indestructible. Using a bandage.
Lowdown airdrop incoming. detail. Wicked sick!
Taking hits. I need help. Enemy detected. Graffiti showtime.
The safe zone has been redefined.
Enemy slain. Using bandage.
Now even with this 120 FPS and like ultra settings of this game, I can feel the device is not getting that much hot like as you can expect with the other phones. So I can just notice like the improvement in the vapor chamber just makes a lot of difference regarding that one. If I just compare it with the maybe Z Fold 6, if I'm just playing the same game with the ultra setting, so it doesn't get that much hot. Yeah.
Reloading. Second. Graffiti showtime. Taking hits. Close by. I'm all fired up.
The safe zone is shifting.
Alright, so the gameplay on this phone has been like amazing. I can see like I've been playing around like 15 minutes of the game on this one, and the device is like getting hot, but it's just maintaining that one, and it's not getting so much hot like it just becomes inconvenient to hold in the hands, so that it like becomes so much inconvenient to hold in the hands, but it is just making itself cooler as well at the same time with that vapor chamber. I assume like that is just dissipating heat much more better than the previous devices, and that the vapor chamber is just helping out. One more thing I would like to mention about the S Pen. Obviously, I'm not the avid user of this S Pen, but the thing is that like it is very good thing that you can just get additional feature of this S Pen with it. Now previously like it has been bashed upon the S Pen that the Bluetooth functionality is not there, but I never use it that much, and if you're the one person of that one, so I would just say to just stay with the S24 Ultra, because that is quite a capable phone as well to date as well. Even if the S23 Ultra, if you want the Bluetooth compatibility of the S Pen, so you can just work out that way, and you wouldn't miss it anything, I would just say, like while just comparing with the S25 Ultra. Obviously the 8 Elite chip is obviously battery efficient, but the thing is there like you wouldn't feel left out. The experience has been really great on the S24 Ultra as well. You get the same One UI 7, you get all of the bells and whistles of the S25 Ultra as well over there. The camera system is also still a very great on the S24 Ultra, but nevertheless, if you compare the S25 Ultra, there has been some improvement that are being done on this one. So if you're the person who's just coming from the S23 Ultra, so that might just make much more sense, especially the anti-reflective coating on the S25 Ultra. That's pretty nice, just disregarding the oleophobic coating on that one, but yeah, that's an issue as well, so you have to just live with it. Or you might want to just get the anti-reflective screen protector from the Samsung as well, which are quite nice, I would just say, and is the only screen protector which have the anti-reflective coating that Samsung is making, and the other ones are like I was able to find is a privacy one, which I don't like at all, because that just ruins the resolution of the screen. It feels kind of blurry kind of on the screen as well on certain angles. So yeah, if you want some anti-reflective coating or translucent screen protector, so you might want to just go that way if you want to use it with the S25 Ultra. I'm not sure like how that would just affect the fingerprint scanner reading on this one, but yeah, you might want to just go ahead and just get that one. So yeah, so if I just say, or if I can just say that the device itself is like a very well balanced device, I would just say yes, it is a very well balanced device. If I compare the camera system of the maybe Chinese phones, so they're like a Vivo X200 Ultra is quite a great phone, and that has like a quite a great camera, but in North America that's not been officially launched, and even if we compare with the camera, so camera on this device on the S25 Ultra, it's pretty nice. It's not that it's bad, it's like on par with other phones as well. Obviously the Vivo X200 Ultra is like that has like obviously superior camera setup on that one, but this one can compete and give challenge to that one as well, but if you compare about the software, the One UI 7 is so much refined, like I can vouch on that, like it's one of the bestest experience you can just get out of the Android device itself. It's so much refined, like Samsung came all over the years to just refining this OS, and I can say it's a pretty nice system to work on. It is very smooth, there's no lag, nothing. Apps runs like perfectly on this one. Animation feels absolutely right on this device. There's nothing to complain, and the AI that I can just vouch on, like if I compare with the other phones, so I think Samsung is just leading the way, or you can say the Google is the next to the Samsung that is just leading. But Samsung has enhanced so much of its AI capabilities on this phone that it's so much better now. Like it's kind of a useful thing. Before I was just skeptical about the AI on the phones itself, like whether we're just going to make use out of it or not. But sometimes, like especially in the video rendering, like you can just remove the noise from the background, and there's like a picture where you can just remove the certain item, and it fills that point with the natural look. If I compare with the Apple, so Apple is way behind the app intelligence when it compares to the Samsung, and I don't really keep that one in my perspective as well. The Apple intelligence, like the Samsung is just way another level than what the Apple has to offer. Apple is still just struggling with the integrating the AI in its iPhone. Like iPhone 16 Pro has been launched at that verdict that the AI would be the main subject of the device launch, and like still today, like the iPhone 16 Pro is almost like more than half of its life, and it's still like we are unable to just get that AI good stuff on the iPhone itself. So yeah, so do let me know if you guys have any questions, and that's all for today. And please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.